Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a really fascinating community development strategy called CHE, or Community Health Evangelism. And it's all built on this pretty radical idea.
So that question right there, it really gets to the very heart of what makes the CHE strategy so different. You know, instead of creating this long-term reliance, the entire point is to empower a community so effectively that, eventually, outside help just isn't needed anymore.
And that right there is exactly what CHE is all about. It's not about some short-term aid package or a quick fix. Nope. This is a holistic, long-term framework that's designed to build up self-reliance and spark some real, lasting transformation, all by using what a community already has.
Okay, so how does this actually work in practice? Well, it all kicks off with one core principle: being incredibly efficient.
This really lays out the whole philosophy. It's a huge shift in thinking. The goal is to consciously, deliberately minimize the reliance on outside money and experts from other countries. Instead, you shift the focus 100% to maximizing what's already on the ground: local materials, local know-how, and ultimately, local empowerment.
Now, I know this can all sound a little abstract, so let's ground it in a perfect, real-world example: the SODIS program. That stands for Solar Water Disinfection. I mean, just think about that for a second. How simple and incredibly powerful is that? You're using a bottle and the sun, resources that are totally free and available pretty much everywhere, to solve this massive, life-threatening problem of unsafe drinking water. It is the absolute definition of a low-cost, high-impact solution.
But here's the thing. These practical solutions, as cool as they are, they're really just the beginning. The real engine that drives all this change, that's the community movement itself.
So you'll often hear the CHE model described as a spiritual Saemal Undong. Now, that's a reference to South Korea's very famous New Village movement from the 1970s that totally modernized its rural areas. But the CHE approach, it has a really crucial difference.
See, unlike a big government program where solutions are just handed down from on high, CHE is completely bottom-up. Change doesn't start with building new roads or buildings, it starts with the people themselves. It's a community-driven transformation where the solutions are owned by the locals, and often it's fueled by a deep, personal, and spiritual change.
Okay, so if it's a bottom-up approach, what are the actual methods? How does this all happen on the ground?
All right, first up, and you're going to love this, it's nicknamed the MacGyver-style mission. And yes, they absolutely mean that MacGyver.
It's exactly what it sounds like. Just like that TV hero who could fix anything with a paperclip and some duct tape, the goal here is to look at a community's problems, see what resources are already lying around, and then creatively mash them together into a solution, instead of just sitting around waiting for outside help to show up.
The second piece of the puzzle is what's called the sarangbang strategy. A sarangbang is a traditional reception room in a Korean home, kind of like a living room. And this whole strategy is about building real community through personal, consistent home visits that create trust and strong relationships.
And this shows you exactly how it all scales up. It's brilliant, really. It starts super small, connecting with individual families. From there, those families start gathering in small groups for training and support. And before you know it, those small groups connect with each other, and you've got a strong, self-sustaining community network.
All right, so we've got the principles, we've got the methods, but what happens when you put it all together? What's the end game? What does success actually look like for this CHE model?
At the end of the day, it all comes down to this: building local capacity. See, it's not just about solving one problem, like getting clean water. It's about empowering people with the skills, the knowledge, and maybe, most importantly, the confidence to solve their own problems.
And this incredible shift in mindset, it's all captured in this one super powerful phrase that often becomes a kind of mantra for the whole community. "우리도 할 수 있다," which means we can do it too.
And that confidence, it's not just a feeling. It creates this amazing ripple effect. A community that solves one problem on its own is now equipped to tackle the next one. They can then share their solutions with neighboring villages, and suddenly they're transforming from people who receive aid into agents of change themselves.
And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? This whole model just proves what's possible when people are truly empowered. It really makes you wonder, what could our own community solve right now if we stopped waiting for outside help and started believing we can do it too?